Hello everyone, I'm Miss Amber with the Greater Valley YMCA. I'm doing a lesson today that'll include some literacy as well as art. So today we'll be talking about things that we see in our night sky. Can you name some things that you might see in the night sky? Yes, the moon and stars. Lots and lots of stars. You may even see planets, but sometimes they look like stars because they're so far away. So today we'll focus on those stars that are in our night sky. And here it is, a book that we'll be reading a part of. The Sky is Full of Stars. Great. I've marked some pages. We're not going to read the whole story today, but I really liked some of the pages and the information it had to share with us about the stars. People who lived long ago looked at the stars a lot. They saw groups of stars in the sky. They imagined that the groups made pictures. Wow, have you ever looked at those stars and thought, hey, if I put those stars together, it makes a picture? Wow, what might you have seen in the night sky? What kind of picture? What could you imagine is up there? Wow, they saw a lion in the sky, a bull, a hunter, a rabbit, a big dog and a little one, birds, fishes, and other things. Now, we call the star pictures constellations. In the whole sky, there are 88 constellations. Oh, so we'll be talking about these constellations today. Can you say constellations? It's a pretty big word to talk about these groups of stars that make the pictures. Here are some they might have seen. Have you imagined seeing these in the night sky? Have you ever tried to find the constellations? One of them is the Great Bear. You may already have seen part of it. Part of that is called the Big Dipper. Here they're showing you where the Big Dipper is in the tail of the Great Bear. The Big Dipper is easy to find, but it is harder to see the rest of the bear, its feet and legs and head. When you look for the constellations, you must use your imagination, just as people did long ago. Oh, it's all about using our imagination when we put these groups of stars together. Here's a group of stars. Look what they imagined that group was. As you look south, you will see 7 bright stars quite high in the sky. They are part of the constellation called Orion. Orion is the brightest constellation in the winter sky. Oh, so we might not be able to see him now, but in winter time, this is one that would be easy to find in our night sky. Ancient stargazers thought this group of stars looked like a hunter. They called the 2 bright stars at the top of the constellation his shoulders. There's the shoulders of Orion. Above the shoulders are dimmer stars that make the arm of Orion and his club. In his left hand, Orion holds a shield. The 2 bright stars at the bottom of the constellation are his knees, and the 3 bright middle stars are his belt. Oh yes, he is most famous for having those 3 stars in his belt. That's what I always find first. The 3 stars make it really easy to find the rest of Orion at night. Let's look. Oh, here's one in springtime. Here's one that we can imagine and see in the night sky around this time of year. In springtime, you will see different stars. In the middle of April, face south, at about 9 p.m., look for a bright star. It will be almost directly in front of you and quite high up in the sky. This star is called Regulus. A little above Regulus, look for the 5 stars in the shape of a question mark turned backward. Oh, so there's our bright star Regulus. Oh, look, and I see the stars they're talking about. It's backwards question mark. Yes, the question mark is the head of a constellation called Leo, the lion, the main constellation of spring. Regulus is the heart of the lion. To the left of Regulus, you will see 3 stars that make a triangle. One of the stars is a bit brighter than the other 2. It marks the tail end of the lion. Great job. So we're going to be making our very own constellation today. You could just make up your own by putting stars on your paper and connecting the stars to make a picture, or you can use a book. I have a book with me that I use when I'm looking at the constellations. I also put a packet on the resource page, so you can look there for some constellation ideas or look them up online, maybe your favorite constellation. So I'm using my book, the Glow Sky book, and I've already marked my favorite constellation, which we also talked about in our book. There it is. We just talked about the Great Hunter, Orion. So I'm going to be making that one today. You can see that there are lots of other constellations in this book, right? We talked about there's the big dog and the little one too, right? Those are the Canis Major and Minor. But let's focus on Orion. That's the one I chose to make today. As I said, one of the first things I see in the night sky when I'm looking for this constellation is his belt here in the middle. It has those famous 3 stars. So I'm going to just start right in the middle of my page with 3 stars. Looking, they're not in a perfect line. They're kind of a little bit offset. There we go. All right. Oh, in my book, see how they're using stars and little circles to show you where to put the different stars. So there's actually a little one here too, right on his like thigh. Okay, then I'm gonna put his knees down below the belt. So there's 2 for his knees down below the belt. Looks like his knees come out a little bit further, so I'm gonna make sure my stars maybe come out a little bit further. Okay, let's look up. Okay, I have the belt and the knees. I'm gonna look up here where, oh, the shoulders are gonna be up towards the top, where his head would go. So I'm gonna put one shoulder up here, and the other shoulder. Great. And then I can see where, sorry, it's very light, see where the arm is coming off of his body. So my book just shows the shield. So I'll do my stars there for the shield too. The shield has 3 stars in it. Like 1 big one right in the middle, and 2 off to the side. My imagination can kind of see that, right? You see that? Well, in case you can't use your imagination and can't quite see that, I'm going to use this chalk to connect those stars together. All right. Here's his shoulders, looking down towards his belt, right? Or there his arm was, down to his belt. Here's Orion's belt right in the middle. Remember adding his knees below. Lastly, I'm going to do his arm where he's holding his shield. There we go. That's my constellation, Orion. I hope you make some great constellations too. I hope you have fun, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.